Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and this is yet another office hours. This is our 23rd office hours here, day 36. Mrs. Yonks and I had an amazing family holiday this past week, and it's been now 10 days. I can't believe how much 10 days went by so quickly since we had our previous office hours. And on the screen here, we've got our Google Docs. And this is again an office hours, and we're really positioning this as a casual format. Had some great side conversations here before we went live. And scrolling down here, this is our templated agenda. Uh, our Google Docs here is very, very tab heavy. I'm not going to break this down. I am going to collapse these tabs because probably not going to be bouncing too much in between here. This is the sixth week of a 25-week challenge. And if you want to read the backstory on that, you can click on home. But taking a look at our Google Doc here, FELG culture, love our FELG culture, and that's an acronym for fun, earning, learning, and giving. And you can see, don't have a whole lot of agenda here. What are the things that we are wanting to talk about, though? We have a lot of history surrounding hackathons. Not going to unpack that at all right now. But here is this is our Telegram for 3Win Social. And this is one of the things that wanted to talk about over here is the upcoming or the currently underway Injective AI hackathon. And let me actually open up this, and I'm going to get this on the clipboard here. And for anybody that may be watching our live stream, if you've got any questions during our office hours, feel free to chime in. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. But here is the hackathon Injective AI agent, and it looks like that this is Injective and Eliza OS. Ernest has already been doing a lot beyond experimentation with Eliza within our ecosystem. So, looking here on the details, this is something that just showed up on my radar. So let's see on the timeline. Here's the important details for the timeline. So online registration opens January 10th. Hackathon start February 4th. This is February 10th. So we're not even a week into this. Online submission deadline is March the 4th. So looking at the prize pool, it looks like that there is a $50,000 grand prize, and then the 10 projects, the finalists split 50 grand based on the quality of submissions. So looking at how it works, it looks fairly high level, fairly easy. Let me look at the submission requirements. So I'd like to hear real quick. We had a little bit of backstory. So based upon your thoughts, Ernest, Injective, without looking at too many of the details on the submission, is this something that you think that we should engage with?
I mean,
And like, let's be honest. We're just having a
I've
preliminary
never built
conversation.
any.
Like,
I've never, it depends on exactly what they're doing. Like, if they're giving you, it's worth checking out to see what they're doing, but I don't see, I think they're wanting you to run so you need a server to run your own ELIZA to put into their hackathon um, using the injective testnet. So I'm trying to figure out how to get on the OG testnet. Um, but we're not writing our own contracts. I'd rather look
um,
for a grant than, but it'd be nice to follow. Any events they got, we should throw on our calendar so that we can.
Yeah, that's
You
one
know,
of the things I was looking at to see if they had any events as far as supporting um find your teammates,
yeah. I mean,
hackers.
I've only used a couple apps on Injective, mainly Dexes. So I don't really know what people are why you would want to build on Injective. You know, too, the main thing, like when you're trying to decide on what, probably, sorry if I say your name horribly wrong, Hiroshi. But when you're looking at building on a particular chain, at least when you go to production, you know, the main consideration is like what kind of latency and bandwidth do you need for what you're going to end up wanting to do? And there's trade-offs for different blockchains and some reasons to develop on, you know, on different ones. I
Yeah,
don't
and I'm
know. It's been a while since I checked up on Injective, so I don't really know what they're,
and the
you
lens
know,
that I'm
what
looking
they're,
through, Ernest, is positioning like my IRA fund as a platform, and the more that we could potentially make it easier for people to access, because this is one of the this crypto news article caught my eye because Injective, this hackathon was already on my radar because I subscribe to the Dora Hacks updates, and this is one that I
yeah.
caught my eye just
Like,
because, you know.
well, I know he like the main thing about Helix is perpetuals on chain. Um, so that's cool that they're moving into actual stocks, but it looks like they're,
Yeah, so you want me to choose a chain? You don't want a hackathon injectable?
Well, we're this is an Injective sponsored hackathon, and one of the like how
we
it
could,
works right here. Build your project, use Injective's infrastructure and provided resources to develop your solution. So that's a requirement for, you know, being considered in this hackathon.
Mm-hmm.
we could join
Yep,
a
sure.
team.
Yeah. How can I call Ernest of Gaia? I'm right?
Yes.
Ernest, Ernest of Gaia.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Sorry.
how can I call you?
Yeah, Ernest.
Ernest?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Could you ask me again what you want currently?
Oh no, I was just answering his question. I don't think
Uh, yes, okay, get it.
we're we'd have to stop everything that we were doing to do this, and
Mm,
it doesn't seem like it would make sense.
mm,
Uh, maybe because again, like you I would agree that I don't want to lean heavily into um injective right now, but like looking at the timeline here, going back to the details, I think it was on the details. So the submission deadline is March the 4th. So like here with it being February the 10th, um, I'm not sure uh how evolved this has to be, like except for maybe like a roadmap type of dynamic. You know, and again, that's largely open because looking here right now, there's not, I don't see any teams that are currently looking for hackers. So the app, because this is something that we could potentially like say, hey, like we're wanting to create a team for my IRA fund. Because one of the ways that I like to look at this is, can we use the framework to potentially attract people that may be wanting to build on injective to our team by saying, "Hey, we're looking for some teammates. We've got a viable solution." Because one thing that I assure you, regardless of whether we decide to participate in this hackathon, we're going to continue to build my IRA fund as a viable product so that we can onboard people such as ourselves into what we're building. So that's kind of my
That makes
thoughts.
sense.
Yeah.
I do have a question for the global community. How will they benefit from our IRA fund? Because it's US based, isn't it?
Well, so
Yeah.
that's a great question. When you think about like the opportunity to take whatever solution that we create, because my IRA fund is just a brand, the opportunity to take the same technology and put another label on it for everybody globally. Because like when you unpack what we're doing with iLocal, FYI, that's a global dynamic. So the technology is copy and paste because we're absolutely going to be open sourcing the technology with what we build through my IRA fund. We're just building it. So the opportunity to call it like, whatever, because there's tax advantage situations aren't unique to the US. And I don't know what they're called globally because I don't have that perspective. And so, yeah, the opportunity to copy the technology with what we're wanting to build for my IRA fund, it's just that this is a unique niche that no other companies, and when you unpack the 65 million account and $15 trillion of opportunity, it's a huge opportunity from a slice of existing pie that's being underserved. So the solution that we build for my IRA fund can absolutely be replicated to another brand that serves anyone anywhere.
That would take a deeper dive in each country because I don't know how Japan does their retirement. By the way, IRA means individual retirement account. So if it applies, that would be absolutely great. But in my country back home, it's a totally different dynamic. I, you know, I'm just saying it may not apply everywhere, is what I'm saying.
And whether I would actually think that it would apply everywhere because it doesn't have to be in a tax advantage situation. It can be like, because most people that are doing DeFi today aren't doing it through like DeFi or DEFAI, decentralized finance with AI, or whatever that acronym is.
Deep,
Uh, I don't even know how to say it, but this is
deep.
the, yeah, DeFi.
DeFi.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're creating open source agent, whether it's a launch pad, and it's again, it doesn't have to be a tax advantaged situation because like, thinking of iLocal, the opportunity of just pooling money together in a hyper local investment club, that's something that can replicate on a global dynamic. And we don't have to submit it under my IRA fund. That's just where we're going to be spending the most time. And I think the opportunity to, while we're leaning into my IRA fund, I would prefer to just submit the project for my IRA fund. But like, no, we're really wanting to create no code solutions where we're looking to create a Docker container for a AI agency. Like, this is more geared for
So
trading.
if
Go ahead.
if you go to their resources and tools, they got a agent GitHub repo that also has its own Docker container. So, and it's a trading agent. If you scroll down, you can read the reviews.
Is this the one you're talking about, Ernest?
Yeah, that's the one they're talking about.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, so like the
And
opportunity to, and my thoughts are, I think that we should take the time to create a team, submit a biddle. It doesn't take that long. I've done this several times over the last 6 months for various sorts
Mm-hmm.
of ecosystem brands, and continue to unpack our narratives around this. And I don't know if there's uh, join injective builder group. Let's see what this is. This is a Telegram group. So let's actually just pop in here. So here, I'll throw this link in Zoom for everybody to chat. My thoughts are is that and this is something like I have my cal.com and this is something that I would have no problem like creating some workflow if people wanted to catch up to talk about the Dora hacks for the injective hackathon, because I view this as an opportunity to potentially attract some builders into what we're doing, and then also, learn more about, um, let's see, I need to type
I
this in real quick.
I
Go ahead,
mean
Ernest.
I I'd like to spend more time just getting clarification on what we want to do.
Uh, and I don't know enough of what
Uh,
Injective is providing, but go ahead, Hiroshi.
yeah. Uh, oh, in my opinion, yeah. People that to create to make our developer team, I think hackathon is not best option. I mean, to to make a success on developing some projects, you have to get investor. You have to get investors. I mean, you have to market post, and then you get you contact with other investors, and then so that you have to make enough funds for the development. Uh, I think hackathon is not best option to make team. So I I'd like to suggest to you before hackathon you can you should try to get investors.
Well, it's I don't view it as one or the other. That's gonna occur. So as far as like us seeking investment for what we're building, that's going to be an ongoing work in progress. Uh, like the hackathon is a limited window of opportunity to potentially explore, and so I don't view it as one or the other, because we will absolutely be seeking uh, and more importantly than even investors right now, we're looking to onboard founding members into AI Agents.box, and then also my IRA fund, which are the two main brands, ecosystem things that we're building out here in February of 2025.
Yeah, I'd like to work with you, but frankly, I'd like to work on paid job. Yeah, sure. Uh, if uh, once we work for hackathon project, I I need some profits for a living. Sure, I'd really appreciate it if you could understand my situation. Sure, maybe I'm not able to take part in this project. So, mm, yep, that's sure.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate you needing to get a paid situation, and that's probably a good segue into Collabberry, because um, whether it's a hackathon or I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned the opportunity to potentially be on the stablecoin team, like we're planning to create a super fluid stablecoin. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
super fluid, switch to this tab. And this is where we're going to be spending some resources here this week is to create our smart contract for our native stablecoin for We
Mm-hmm.
Own US. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another project that there's going to be capital allocated for on a short-term project because this is a project that I don't think should take too long to create our smart contract because this should be largely open sourced. It's just a matter of getting the smart contract deployed. Um, so that's another opportunity. Again, they're going to be creating a team this week surrounding. So several opportunities, Hiroshi, whether it's on our uh, stablecoin team or on the hackathon team or on an ecosystem brand team. But we're going to continue to build in our format through this live stream dynamic and office hours. And uh, going back to Collabberry, reward the team driving your project forward. So I've got a conversation scheduled with a person from Collabberry, and let me open up Hammer Time here so that can. I don't know if this is the best place to convert, but the time tomorrow is at
Mm-hmm.
12:30 uh, Mountain Time PM. Check. Um, and I'll throw this link in here. This is a Discord. I'll DM you
Mm-hmm.
this, Hiroshi, on Discord so that you can
Mm-hmm.
see. But
Yes.
I don't know if it makes sense to be on that conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
Collabberry is the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
tool that we're going to be used to really reflect, or a tool that we're going to be using to evaluate. Has anybody used
Mm-hmm.
Collabberry yet, Ernest or Lotus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
So I just minted, and this was one of the things that I communicated. Besides Collabberry, like one of the things too is slicing. Let me go to Amazon. So Slicing Pie is a handbook. Slicing Pie handbook. Perfectly fair equity splits. So for bootstrapped startups, so we absolutely identify as a bootstrapped startup. And between Slicing Pie, this handbook, and a tool like Collabberry, this is where we're really looking to create um, and explore. We've also used Coordinate. You've used Coordinate quite a lot in the past, right, Ernest?
Yeah,
There was a
I
little
haven't
bit of
used it for a
reservation
while.
around that.
No, it's just been a while.
Yeah, it had been a little while for myself as well. So I don't know if I want to go through this sign up process right now. I'm going to bring this off screen. So conversate. I've got a conversation with a point of contact at Collabberry tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Slicing
Yeah.
Pie. Have you uh, has this book been on your radar, Lotus or Ernest, before?
This is
No.
the first time I've heard of it, but I can take a deep dive if you share links.
Yeah. Um, I've got it. I just shared it in the, I'll share it on our Telegram as well.
Yeah, uh if you can share the meeting, I could probably join uh and just listen, ask questions if I need to.
Cool. And is that something that you're interested in, Ernest? 11:30 Pacific time tomorrow? Or
Yep.
do you have a cool? All right. Well, I'll add you both. And that's where one of the tools that we will be evaluating for keeping track of stuff. And one of the things that's interesting about slicing or Collabberry is that's also being incubated by RNDAO, planning to have surrounding the AI agents. One of the other things that I will be bringing up with Collabberry, because when you think about like DAO and ecosystem reputation, um, DAO reputation is one of the things that I think is a great use case for AI agents as well. And that's something that having some side conversations with, and we'll continue to have some side conversations with about using an AI agent for facilitating DAO reputation. So looking forward to the side conversation with the Clapberry team. All right, so we'll continue to look here. I'm thinking I'm thinking that it probably would make sense to hang the hat, but we'll come back because we're gonna be having tomorrow on AI agents. I haven't created it yet, but we'll be back for this time slot tomorrow. Also creating the new time slot at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Central Time, 10 a.m. Pacific time for office hours for my IRA fund tomorrow. So this will provide an opportunity for us to sleep on, and doing that to be more inclusive for our friends across the pond as we are looking to build our dev team. Because also just to expand some of the opportunity besides what we've already talked about, Hiroshi. One of the other things that's a really high priority for us to implement is a KYC component. And this is something that we're looking to do through Synapse. The other thing, too, is account abstraction. So Synapse is our a shortlisted identity verification KYC. And then we're looking to use Pimlico plus Privy. Let's see, why Pimlico? I'll switch to this tab and bring it on the screen. So this is another thing we're wanting to get account abstraction in place. Privy has a serverless AI agent for agents that we're wanting to deploy. So Pimlico plus Privy for account abstraction and getting some of the key components in place for our infrastructure. And then one of the other things too that's a key thing that we're having some conversations on our cloud infrastructure and AWS, Google Cloud, and I would say Fleek and maybe some other on-chain, but those are really the top three that we have had some conversations with that we'll have some more conversations surrounding. But we've been all over the place here, wanting to come back and wanting to see if there's anything that we should think about between tomorrow's My IRA Fund conversation at that would make it 1 p.m. Eastern time. So whatever 1 p.m. Eastern time converts into. But on that note, I'm gonna go on mute and let you all contribute some closing thoughts here while we bring this office hours to close today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right. Good night, everybody. Looking forward to continuing to move the needle forward. And in a few short weeks, those of you that will be coming to ETH Denver, looking forward to connecting with you for the biggest Ethereum festival on the planet here in my hometown, well, new hometown of Denver. But until tomorrow, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yep.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
It was a nice meeting. Yep.
Nice
Bye.
meeting you.